Frankfort, new city year, 2017. This is everybody here.
How did City Year help you?
City Year, they helped me by actually like sticking with me and communicating with me. They like guide you. They wouldn't like just give you the answer. They would like really actually make you critically think.
All right, Nasir, what would you say to the upcoming 8th graders willing to take a music course at Frankfort next year?
What I would say is, follow your intuition, follow what you want to do, follow your dream. If you feel as though music is your passion, music is your hobby, I would say that you should follow your dream and, come here. We got a perfect, good music teacher.
When I was first here, they didn't have much. It's like any prep you got, you needed to take, otherwise you wouldn't get the credits. Now, like, you have a variety. I don't know, Calderon really made a difference. You got all types of sports like soccer, right? You got tons of sports, you got tons of programs you want to join. I think he's doing a good job improving the school, making it better. Hello, man. What's your name?
Marco.
Nice to meet you, Marco. How's culinary help you out right now, and how would it help you in the future?
Well, right now, as a ADHD kid, being in the kitchen gives you a lot of things to do, so you're like multitasking with a lot, and it's just a great place to be at. Yes, sometimes it can get rough because you get frustrated when you don't get things right, but after a while, you pick it up. It's just a great place to be at.
Great place to be.
Would you recommend this class to the upcoming students?
Yes, I mostly tend to as my 11th grade year, I mostly intend to talk to the 9th graders to get them involved. But 10th grade year, you can. So I tend to talk to them. So once I leave, they can get in here as soon as possible.
Wrestling, football, baseball, the wall.
Your favorite song? They don't want nobody got kids got favorite that song.
Not doing it, get up, cover it up.
My name's Jahad. I cut class all day. I don't do no work, and I skip school.
Okay, class, so today we're going to finish our assignment, all right? All I ask is that you put your name on it. You have about 25 more minutes to get it done for me, all right? 25 more minutes. All right, thanks, all right. When we wake up.
I'm not doing it, yo.
Hello, Appreciate? Yep, I got another cutter.
Shay. Yes. All right, I'm on my way over. Thank you. All right, thank you. Okay. What is going on?
I just like going to work, so I just come up and go there. That's like good, so I just come there.
What's up, man? Going to schools.
You want to come back?
Bro,
It's a crispy chocolate waffle bar.
I don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Beautiful morning, yeah, the sun in my morning, babe. Nothing in the water. Beautiful morning, yeah, the sun in my morning, babe.
Yes. I've been judged in sports because especially when I was little, I was a little bigger than the kids. I was probably about 100 pounds more than everyone I was near my age. So I was judged as a big, fat, slow kid.
I have been judged before, yes.
Could you tell us the situation?
There's been multiple situations. I've been judged primarily as a teenager. I was judged because of my hair color, because of my size, and I was bullied as a result of those judgments when I was in middle school. Well, I lived in junior high school back then. Here, I've been judged because of student perception, and once students actually find out about me, they either love me or they hate me.
How's the situation?
Well, been judged lots of times, I guess, for my appearance, my work on the job, as a mother. People get judged a lot. So,
I have been judged before, and I think that, like, I want to say most people can say, would answer the same way, would say yes if they have been judged.
Sometimes it makes me uncomfortable because maybe what I might think is going great, somebody else might think is a terrible lesson, and vice versa. Maybe I think, oh, the lesson really went bad, but maybe that person sees something completely different and says, oh no, there was a lot of positive in that.
That made me feel like I needed to work harder and prove everybody wrong and make sure, I did what was asked out of me. So.
I don't know if anyone has ever judged me right to my face, but you can tell with looks that you get that people are judging you.
yeah, probably.
maybe not on purpose or with malice, but I think a lot of times, when we see people that we don't know, we make assumptions about them based on our prior knowledge of certain things. For example, if you see a person on the street, tattered clothing, very disheveled, got the sign, they're asking for money, thoughts go through your head like, I wonder what led this person, to be here. I'm not saying that you judge them and say, oh, whatever they did, it's their fault, because a lot of times it's not. But, certainly I haven't judged people on purpose, but I think everyone subliminally kind of judges people. The first time you meet someone, you're making 1,000 little judgments as you go based on the way they speak to you, the way they present themselves to you. Certainly dress is part of that. Can speak to a level of professionalism. I had a teacher walk into an interview one time and she had a t-shirt on. And I found out to be very unprofessional and they didn't get the job. And I judged, might have been the best teacher in the world, but because I felt that she didn't care enough about the profession or this interview to even dress nicely, I made a judgment that she was not going to be a fit for my school. Now maybe she was the greatest teacher in the world, I don't know, because I didn't give her the job.
I would be very upset. I would probably be mad at first, and I would come to their side to defend them, assuming I am, present in the situation. And then I guess depending on who it is, maybe we'd have like a talk about it, and because it's not right. There's all sorts of people making all sorts of judgments today in our world, in 2017, and it's not cool.
I would give them support and try to remind them that what matters most is what they think of themselves and not what others think of them.
I would stick up for that person. I would attempt to tell the person what I know about that, tell the person that's judging what I know about the person that they are judging, and give them factual information so that they can make a better decision.
I defend them. It's happened with my kids, with other family members, and I take up for them and say, hey, that's not nice.
Do you have anything to say to people who are judged on a regular basis?
I would say to myself, stop judging people. It's hard. It really is. I mean, when I find myself judging people now, I immediately try to stop myself. So, there you go. Don't judge others if you don't want them judging you.
Yeah, I would say laugh about it. People who usually judge you, they don't usually know you. So if people make false accusations about you, laugh about it. People think I'm slow and I'm a big guy, and I laugh about it and I prove people wrong.
As a younger person, I imagine it's really hard being judged on a regular basis. It probably really gets to you, and you probably almost think you are what those people are saying, but you're not. You are what you want to be and what you think you are. So no matter what those words are, no matter what comes out of those other people's mouths, you are yourself, you are your own actions, you are your own beliefs. So just try to be strong and get through it. And believe me, as you get older, what other people say doesn't matter as much anymore.
The one thing I always tell people, and I've said it for years to kids, like, you know who you are as a person, and whether people judge you or not, you know who you are and you know how valuable you are as a person and what you have to offer the world. It's their loss that they don't know that. So what I would say is, if people are judging you, think about the type of character that person is, that person has, and it shouldn't even matter to you. If they're that ignorant, petty, whatever word you want to use, that they're going to judge you, then theoretically their opinion shouldn't even matter to you, because they're not the kind of people you're trying to associate yourself with. So I would say don't worry about it because you know who you are. I think again, what's the rationale between trying to hurt someone else? You're trying to make yourself feel better. Clearly, if someone is purposely trying to judge someone else and to put someone else down, they have their own issues, and maybe they don't know how to express themselves or how to deal with that. But certainly projecting that onto someone else is not only like inappropriate; it's just not right. So we tell them to look inside at themselves before they pass judgment on somebody else.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
A public health emergency was declared by the Genesee County Health Department on October 2nd because it had gotten to such a horrible point. The same day, the Flint Water Action Plan was released by state and city officials as an attempt to provide solutions. While the water emergency was officially declared by the county, for families and especially children across Flint, the emergency started a long time ago.
Hi, my name is Abraham Lopez. I'm here with Ms. DeGregorio. We're here to ask her about her opinion on Flint, Michigan pollution and water. So, what's your opinion about it?
Well, I personally think that what is a horrible thing that's happening in Flint, Michigan. It appeared that people knew that the water had high levels of lead. No one wanted to do anything about it. I wonder if it was because it was poor community that no one really looked into it, and people who were higher up just let it happen. So I think it's absolutely horrible that it happened.
And did you know that they didn't have no filtered water? What do you think about that?
I didn't know the specifics of it. I knew that there were high levels of lead. I didn't know why there was high levels of lead.
What do you think we can do to help out?
I think the citizens need to hold city officials at a high standard. It needs to be addressed and not just swept under the carpet. It needs to come from multiple populations of people.
A basic need for everyday life. We use it for drinking, cooking, cleaning, and bathing. With Michigan being the Great Lakes state, we take it for granted. But what if that basic necessity was taken away from you?
Hey there, my name is Abraham Lopez. So what's your opinion about it? What do you know?
Well, I think it's a national disaster that the government and the water company was allowed to poison people in Flint, Michigan with lead in the water.
So, did you know that they didn't have no filtered water at all?
At first, I had no idea, but Flint, Michigan has gone through a lot over the years. A lot of businesses have moved out, have moved overseas, and it's all about greed. Because corporations in this country want to make as much money as possible on the working person's back. And what they did was they moved all these companies out of there, which left no jobs for people. And instead of sitting there and investing in their infrastructure, which they should have been over the years, they chose the cheap way out. And they switched water from one waterway to another waterway, which created the corrosion within these lead pipes. Now, the other thing is there's lead in pipes. That should have been started being corrected years ago. And again, they don't want to spend the money, so they sit there and they hold on.
The city of Flint is no stranger to trouble, and its people have been through everything from extreme poverty to being labeled the most dangerous city in America. However, Flint's latest crisis, the water emergency, may be the worst of all. It's a problem that needs to be dealt with now, and will have effects that will last a lifetime.
could hardly sleep, knowing that our youngest and most vulnerable children could be at greater risk if precautionary steps were not taken.
This is irreversible damage, permanent damage.
The government, the politicians in that area, if they had a water system that was flawed, that comes down to the people who are in charge of that, the water departments. Like I said, I hope Philadelphia will run into that.
What do you think about us with Frankfurt having lead in our water, the water fountains not working, same thing in the bathroom? What do you think about that?
What do I think about it? I think it's a shame. When I was in here, when I went to the school in 2004 and 2003, there was actually stamps going around on all the water fountains and all the sinks saying, "Do not drink this water." So I was actually a student when we were having water problems, and they brought in an outside organization that brought us in little cups of water. You had the little juices in lunch, the little plastic cups. We had them cups full of water. They tasted like plastic. It was a shame. It's pretty bad, and as I get older, that's why I make sure I don't go dump stuff in our rivers and into the sewers. I watch what I put down my sink, because I fish in our rivers, and I see directly the pollution that we put in, and you can see it when you're just standing by the river, and that's where our water's coming from.
On an Arctic cold afternoon with wind chills reaching -20, Flint residents took to the streets in front of City Hall expressing their concerns, demanding clean water. This protest is in direct response from a notice Flint customers received about the high levels of dangerous TTHM in their water. TTHM, also known as trihalomethanes, are formed as a byproduct when chlorine is used to disinfect water for drinking.
We need something done, and we need something done now.
This water crisis is taking a toll on residents, including Jackie Pemberton, who is standing up for her granddaughter.
I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that we bathe her in Flint water. She breaks out in a rash. We bathe her in her grandmother's water out in Holly, no rash.
First Ed, and we're here to ask her a few questions about Flint, Michigan water crisis. What's your opinion? What do you know about it so far today?
So far to date, Flint, Michigan doesn't have clean water. What they did was they changed the water system to, I believe, like a river or whatever, and they didn't have the infrastructure that they currently have. Whatever water source that they used corroded the pipes and led to filtering lead, poison the water system.
And did you know that today they don't got filtered water?
Yes. And the water is so bad that they can't bathe or shower, drink the water, they gotta boil it, and it leads to many, many health problems.
What do you think of it?
I think greed and corruption. The government changed over the water system to save money, but they failed to replace those old ancient pipes, and now people have lifelong diseases.
So last question here. How do you think we can, us people today, we can stop this water crisis?
I think people would need to be more involved in protests, because I'm in Philadelphia, but I lend my protests through social media, and I always draw attention to Flint, Michigan, because I believe that their governor should be arrested and charged with murder. Everybody and everybody that was involved, they knew that this water was going to kill the people in that community, potentially. So I think they should all go to jail.
Right. Thank you.
Correct. News leaked that researchers at Virginia Tech University had found traces of lead within Flint's water. An official press conference held on September 15th confirmed these tests at a local Flint church. The water found in some homes was 3 times the federal limit of lead within water. Aged lead pipes and lead soldering found in pipes are common throughout the city, not only in city lines but also in people's homes, and has been for years. But why is the lead a problem now? It's the corrosive Flint River that released the lead into the water.
If your house has lead pipes, if your house has copper pipes with lead solder, then there's the potential, because of the corrosivity of the water, for some of that lead to leach into the water.
On September 20.
Hi again, I'm Abraham. I'm here with Dr. Cotton. So we're here to see what you know about Flint, Michigan, or water crisis. So do you have any facts you know about them before I start with these questions?
I mean, I'm aware that there are some serious health issues with the drinking water in Flint, Michigan, and part of the problem was like the suspected cover-up of the seriousness of the water problem by the local officials. But outside of that, I don't have that much knowledge about it.
So how important do you think how important is fresh water to our survival?
Well, it's literally like the most important thing to our survival. Like biologically, you can go without food for say a week, but you can only go without water for a couple days. And the body is made up of lots of things, and they all need water to continue survival. You literally can't really go more than 3-4 days without water before your body will just shut down.
And what do you think caused this water pollution in Flint, Michigan?
So I honestly don't know specifically. I would assume various pollutants from maybe warehouses, factories, illegal dumping, chemicals. I really don't know for sure, but that would be my guess.
Okay, and lastly, what do you think our generation, can do to help out this water crisis?
One of the big things is to make sure that your generation continues to fight for clean water. And one of the ways you can do that is by aiding in the elimination of pollution. So every time you throw a piece of trash on the ground and it rains, it gets washed into the sewer, and that goes directly into your drinking water. Now, granted, it is processed and treated, but that all ends up in local watersheds, every piece of trash that's on the ground. So not only is it unsightly, but it's unhealthy for the long-term effects that it can have on people.
So, would you like to tell us anything else? Anything else?
I'm just happy to be a part of this. You guys keep doing a great job, and thanks for stopping by to talk.
Well, there you have it. Dr. Cotton here.
Okay, we're done.